Well, I think we're just gonna get started. How are you guys doing? Good evening, first of all, chat, my beautiful chat. Is that the real moth? Is it me? I don't know, chat. Could it fool you? Could it fool you if I was just replaced with another juniper? How are you guys doing this evening? You got anything to drink? You got some hot cocoa? Of course, I don't know about your guys' time zone. Hold on. I just had a whole ass plate of mashed potatoes, and I think I'm gonna fall asleep. Oh, am I sitting on the baby? It's okay. Let's get that little boy moved out here. There we go. There we go. Thank you for the bits, Yosin, and thank you for the sub, Mystic Valentine. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I wish I could mute that bit notification, but I did. It didn't change anything. Hey, Gucci, thank you for the 4-month streak. I appreciate it. You think I should... You think I should just get started? Last time on... one moment, please. Thank you for the sub, Raviant. Good atmosphere tonight. It was absolutely pouring earlier this afternoon, and it just felt like a good time to do a Sir Brante stream. Let's get this bad boy up. So, last time on the life and suffering of Sir Brante, we made a friend with Tommy by beating the shit out of each other the way that the Chads do. You love the Fireside streams? Honestly, people get hyped out of their fucking minds for the Fireside streams. And like, it's cute. Like I started doing these to I guess give myself a little bit of like breathing room. Like, okay, this is an easy stream. I can just read. But people are like, holy shit, another Sir Brante stream. Holy fuck. Which is nice. I'm glad people like them. I do very much love this game. It's delightful. What else happened? So we met a girl when we were young. She was run over by some horses, and she died her first death. In this universe, everybody dies 3 times, or 4 times. I think it's the 4th time that is the permanent time. A couple years later, she reemerged, fleeing from her slaver, and she knew magic. And chat, as people are pointing out, Gregor fucking died, which is excellent news. I think that was our, like, #1 goal. Edgy older sister vibes. I appreciate it. I think that was our yeah, she does hate us. It's unfortunate. Our goal, episode 1, was to get Gregor killed somehow. And as destiny has it, he sort of just dropped by a heart attack at our feet, which is incredibly blue balling. I would have kicked his ass myself if I wasn't. I think we were 13 years old last chapter. Yeah, we got cucked. We got cucked. What's the goal now? Well, I think Tommy and I need to start a revolution. We're currently going down the faith route, I believe. Hold on. Thank you for the sub, Gravity Galaxy. I appreciate it. And the sub, Furnace. Thank you guys. I think we need to get started. Oh, people are finally getting the notification. Notification was late today. So, no, I'm not turning on baby mode. Not this time, chat. Not this time. Your power's out? Ah, sorry to hear it. Literally just got the notification. We were just recapping. I talked about how I ate a whole bunch of mashed potatoes, and now I'm like, I kind of want to just curl up into a warm mashed potato ball and just you know, just nap. Thank you for the tier 3 Hallfrost. I really, really appreciate it. Anyways, since the notification's hitting so much, so late, did the mashed potatoes have any garlic butter with them? No, but actually, so I bought store-bought mashed potatoes a while ago, and I was like, I need to make garlic butter for these, right? So I took raw garlic, and I diced it up, and I took butter, and I combined it, and like melted it, and like put it in the microwave, and chat, it was fucking terrible. I had to throw it away. I think I, like... it was a rough one. Anyways, chat, your 10k points saved. Oh man, I'll have it on for the later ones. It was fucking awful, dude. I love garlic and butter normally. Either way, I think we're gonna go, chat. Let me turn on my overlay super quickly. There we go. Oh, hold on. All right, excuse me about the scuff. Don't mind the scuff. Thank you, Mr. Crunchy Boy. Or Mr. Crunchy PPJ, not Crunchy Boy. Thank you for the 3 months. Just sprinkle garlic powder on everything. I prefer roasted garlic. You have to fly home tonight, so I can't watch a stream. That's okay. Have a good one, Prophet of Peace. We are currently 15 years old, chat. Wait. Oh, shit. I think they just recap it anyways. Thank you for the sub, Broden, for the 3 months. You open the door to Mother's room. She is kneeling in prayer. Her back is to the door. Her whispers fill the room. She turns around and smiles gently when she hears your footsteps. Whoa, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Arziker Crozier. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Your little sister has your same name. Has my name? Oh, man, that must be weird. All right. You want to spend tonight with her before you leave. Mother reaches out to you. So we already went through all this. We're just recapping. Come with me, Chad. There is no need for anyone else to hear us. I'm going to try to go through it fairly quickly. You walk silently downstairs, enter the empty sitting room, and light the candles. You are so close to the gods, my son. I knew it as soon as you were born. I saw them watching over you closely. Oops, fuck. All right, we're good. Thank you for the sub, Bloodblade, for the 4 months. First, she offers gratitude for the life and lot you have been granted. Then, a plea to... Chat. Thank you for the sub, Zapnessi. Emoto Junifer? I don't know if I can make my voice go that high. Nisa? No, it doesn't work. If I had warmed up a little bit, I probably could. A plea to show you your path to the next world, for it has no mercy. Next, a promise to heed and obey their every call. There is such fervor in her prayer, such piety. You know for certain, as you pray with her, that the gods will provide for you. They will ensure that your path is true, for there is no other way. The sun is about to rise. You should rest before the long trip, but you are not tired at all. On the contrary, you feel lucid and clear-headed. Mother embraces you once the prayers are done. Thank you for the sub, oh my god. I'm just gonna call you B0. Thank you. And thank you for the sub, Sacred Blood, Lord Steely Heart, and... Holy shit, chat. Kaminari and Orangut and Crozier, thank you guys. My son, life is hard, but it is just, more so for those who follow their lot. Remember, be humble in your words and work hard. But before you go, Mother removes a pendant with a twin's cross and puts it around your neck. You return to your room and get to bed. You can see the shining pillar from the window, glowing gently against the twilight morning sky. All your worries about the long journey are no more. You feel calm and serene. All right, baby, let's go. You leave your family home for a long time. Your future awaits you in Eterna, capital of the Empire. Now, is Tommy coming with us? I think I remember that Tommy is coming with us to Eterna. Also, have a good night, everybody, if it's too late for you guys. That's sort of the purpose of these streams anyways, is like late night, like fall asleep kind of streams. You know, they're bedtime stories. It's bedtime stories. Anyways, last night was your final night at home. The carriage is now waiting at the gate, ready to take you to the capital. The clip-clopping of the idle hooves against the cobblestones count the seconds before your departure. You take one more look at your parents' house and recall your childhood spent there, in the nearby yard, at your school, and on the winding streets of Anazote. You clashed with the greater world around you and survived. You felt the tingle of emotion for the first time. You were taught by the school and the streets. You explored the city of your birth and learned something of its past. You witnessed first-hand events that will be remembered by history for all time. All of this is yours now. Forever. You saw death, lesser death, followed by rebirth, and the true death that takes and never gives back. You saw death lying in wait to strike the unaware like a beast stalking its prey. You saw grandfather's angry grimace lit by the flickering fire of the lamp, the Archduke's cavalry trampling those who stood in their way, and your older brother's bloodied sword slicing through the air. Death has followed you from a very young age. And yet, you live on. You have a friend who has been by your side all these years. Thomas taught you many things: how to take a hit, how to keep your word, and how to remain true to yourself. Thank you for the sub, Ember. And now Thomas is walking to the same carriage as you are with a heavy bag slung over his shoulder. Your friend will remain your companion for the time being. Ahead of you is a long trip towards the capital and adulthood. For the first time, you will be away from your family and home. What awaits you in the future? Let's go, baby. Our beautiful, beautiful boy is growing up. We've died once. We have been allotted 3 deaths. Thank you for the sub, Tel Rose. Live fast, die young. Oh, we're only 16. It's a little too young.
Leaving my hometown behind, I set out for the capital of the Empire. There, I would discover my role in society.
Thank you for the sub, Dr. No Shame and Mr. Carbon. Carbonobo. Love that. The driver flicks the reins. The carriage slowly sways as it starts moving away from your home. You stick your head out the window and wave goodbye to your family. Nathan is running after the carriage with Thomas's younger brother in tow, tears glistening in their eyes. It hurts to leave your home behind. Ahead lies Eterna, the imperial capital. You have often read about it and heard stories from Father and Stefan. It is a city that surpasses Anazote enormously in terms of size, age, wealth, and beauty. But what is it really like? Imagine if it was full moon reading to us.
What kind of life awaits you there? What will you learn there? And where will your actions take you?
You pass the walls of Anazote. Somewhere within them is the old fortress you and Thomas built together out of old wooden planks, now left to the care of your younger brothers. You two are adults now. Perhaps your fortress will crumble, now abandoned, or perhaps your younger brothers will continue what you started. Who knows? You look down at your hands, knuckles covered in scars from street antics, fingers stained with ink. Mother gave you a cross to wear away from home, and now you feel its warmth against your chest. Your family counts on you, even though they all wish a different future for you. But they are far behind you now in Anazote. From this point on, only you will decide which road you will take. Let's go, baby. Let me go, damn it. This is the journey you prepared for throughout your entire childhood. Ahead of you lie many years in the capital, years that will determine your fate and your place in society. So your personal qualities in adulthood, which you'll use for the rest of your life. Some of your qualities. Okay, sure. I think we can crank those bad boys up a little bit. Thank you for the sub, PC Dave. Cool. Interesting. All right, it looks like here are some of the options that might happen to us this chapter. You can remain in the common estate and remain a commoner. You can become a priest. That's what we're trying to do, is become a priest, I think. We can become a nobleman, or we can die our true death. Here's some events that can happen. I don't know if I'm actually supposed to read these. We can save the enigmatic singer known as the Golden Voice from an untimely death. We fail to protect the lawless, and the Empire utterly destroys the secret society. I don't think we joined the secret society. I don't think we know what that is. You rescue the lawless. You and Thomas form an unbreakable bond of friendship. Fuck yeah, I don't need to read the rest of them. Let's go. Those are guaranteed outcomes. You will go down one of the 3 paths. Got it. Understood. It takes a whole month to reach Eterna. You and Thomas spend the days wagging your chins and staring at the scenery as your carriage makes its way along the road and towards the next province. Soon it crosses from the familiar barren, arid lands of Magra into the stately mountains of Elleria. During one of your many stays at Roadside Inn, the two of you even manage to share a whole bottle of strong wine and to keep it a secret from the servant who drives the carriage. Adult life feels positively intoxicating. Thank you for the sub, Jin and Nobu Blatt. Soon, I tell you, soon we'll be there, and I'll earn my sword as soon as I get accepted into the military academy, you'll see. And then nobody's gonna walk all over me like I'm some commoner. Thank you for the bits, a businessman. And thank you for the sub, Grey Probe. You keep rehearsing everything they taught you in school. Soon, you are almost at the end of your long journey. You've left behind the arid rocks of Magra, the mountains of Illyria, and the flooded meadows of Archnia. Eterna, the capital, is right ahead. Situated at the junction between the Reglata and the Talarina rivers, the city is vast. 3 majestic stone bridges keep its 3 shores interconnected. Smooth stone paves the main city streets. Gilded moldings decorate the buildings. Towering pillars reach high into the sky. Your carriage takes you past a spacious park with marble fountains and intricately trimmed bushes. On the streets, you see ornately decorated carriages bearing Arcnian coats of arms and abundant merchants' tents filling the streets with beckoning cries and unusual sights. Holy shit, that was a lot of adjectives. Thank you for the bits, Trash Mandicoot. Have a good one. The spires of ancient temples dot the city skyline. The carriage comes to a halt on a large city square with a towering marble fountain. The coachman says you have arrived. Thomas is to apply to the military academy. The academy barracks are 2 streets away. Your lodging house is in the alleyway nearby. A room has already been reserved for you. You get out onto the street and say brief goodbye to each other. You promise to meet again in the entrance exams. Then your friend disappears into the crowded streets of the capital. You are left to your own devices in this vast city. A group of nobles walk past. They are dressed in well-fitting clothing decorated with gems and golden thread. You are not even noticed. Street urchins chase a dog down the alleyway. Soldiers of the Imperial Legion are marching to fifes and drums towards the barracks. Humble pilgrims are gathering to the great temple of the twins. There are sounds of music and fountains and the smells of baked bread and garbage drains. There's a world map in one of the tabs if you want to know where you are. Interesting. Let's take a look. Relations? Brante. Oh, I suppose it would be under one of these. Cool. Now, uh-oh. Okay. You are left to your own devices in this fast. Okay. You quickly check in at the lodging house, then go back outside. The sun is setting. The streetlights come to life. Merry music fills the taverns. Couples and nobles, coach with tinted windows fill the streets. Shadows and hushed voices and laughter fill the parks. Thank you for the bits, Dr. No Shame. First time here, you have an excellent reading voice. Thank you, thank you. Shh. You are all alone in this city, so vast and unfamiliar. You take a look around, determined to fill your first night in the city with memories. You see young nobles gathered by the fountain, talking and making jokes excitedly. One of them keeps glancing at the clock tower. They are about your age. Their clothes are hand-tailored, and 2 of them bear noble swords. They seem to be waiting for something. It might be a good idea to make their acquaintance, so that we can fucking kill them later. It would be most helpful to develop a familiarity with the influential nobles of the capital. Loud music from a large establishment on the corner distracts you for a moment. The servants have just opened the shutters to air out the hall. It seems there will be a gathering inside. People from various estates greet each other as they take their seats. A servant by the door of the establishment hails you. Sir Gert Arkwright will be making a speech about the rights of the common estate. If you wish to listen, you better get inside quickly. Then you look at the great temple of the twins at the far end of the street. The pillar shines in the evening dusk above it. The temple gates are open, and worshippers are flocking inside. There are too many people for an ordinary service. This must be something important. What do they preach here in the capital? What do they say of the new faith and the teachings of Patriarch Photis? That is kind of loud. Hold on. You snap out of your reverie when you hear loud laughter. A group of young men dressed in the colors of the Imperial Guard, college, have made the acquaintance of several lovely girls. They're making their way down the road, united by merriment. One of the girls smiles at you. It's an invitation to join them. They turn the corner and walk away, but you can still hear their voices ringing and echoing throughout the streets. A night of revelry and jolly, loud fun doesn't sound half bad. This is your first night in Eterna. No matter what you choose, you will remember it for a long time to come. We can meet the noble youths, get some diplomacy, some manipulation. We would lose willpower, though, and we don't have a lot of willpower. Listen to Arkwright's speech, up our manipulation and eloquence. You know, up our theology and eloquence. Do all these? Oh, interesting. Or we can run after the students and join in their merriment. I either want to go to the temple and up our theology, or I want our sweet, sweet Chad Thundercock to go have a good time. Thank you for the sub, Zelda. I think I want to go with the students. We're gonna have willpower to spare. The students' merriment is infectious. You join their group. They're almost your age, maybe 1 or 2 years older. You see so many faces, and soon you're in a tavern somewhere in the city, getting to know so many people at a massive table. So many people you do not even bother to remember their names now, and the wine, it flows like water. A lively tune is playing in the tavern. A girl just a little bit older than you pulls you off your seat to dance. Her dress is unbuttoned a bit more than it is supposed to be. She smells of wine and honey. Yo, Chad Thundercock. Hold it together, man. You copy her motions in the dance as your hands clasp around her waist. It slides lower of its own accord. She pulls away suddenly and stares into your eyes, then kisses you on the lips. You are startled at first, but soon you respond to the kiss as you pull her soft, supple body even closer to you. You spend all night dancing, only returning to the table to catch your breath and quench your thirst. The girl keeps embracing you and laughing and pouring even more wine into your 2 glasses. You feel at ease. You feel carefree. You feel happy. Thank you for the 2,000 bits, Alexo Sexo. Thank you, thank you. You do not remember returning to the lodging house. Your head and legs are aching in the morning. You can barely remember the names of last night's companions. Oh, shit. Oh, I need to burp. After some consideration, you choose to remain in bed for the rest of the new day. I know what that's like, Brante. You might not believe it, chat, but I can't hold my drink at all. It's really, really bad. You know that one girl who always is throwing up at parties? That's me, chat. You have spent the last 3 days studying books, but today you decide to take a walk through the streets of Eterna. They are full of life as usual. You proceed to the square next to the lodging house. A procession of priests walk through the square. You notice that one of them holds a banner of the New Faith, an open book. This is the same banner that was behind Patriarch Photis on the day of his assassination. Jingle Juice, am I right? Fuck, dude. Maybe I'll tell the Jingle Juice story again someday. That was awful, man. That was before I popped off. The OGs remember Jingle Juice. Anyways. A crowd immediately gathers around them. Many people are looking at an icon painting on a small pedestal depicting a gray-haired man with glowing green eyes. You recognize that face. The face of the late Patriarch Photis. A man with a thick beard appears by the icon painting. His broad shoulders bear a white and gold cloak with the coat of arms of the capital province embroidered on it. He is Luke, Patriarch of Archnia. He casts his stern gaze over the crowd. Do you guys want to know what Jingle Juice is? Okay, Jingle Juice is a bottle of whipped vodka, a bottle of champagne, and just a metric fuck ton of Mountain Dew Code Red. Was it Mountain Dew? No, it was Cherry Sprite. Cherry Sprite. It's a punch. It's a punch bowl. And what's really, really dangerous about Jingle Juice is that it doesn't even slightly taste alcoholic. It'll just completely fuck up your evening. I speak to all who live within sight of the shining pillar. Exactly 1 year ago, we lost Photis, Patriarch of the Maghreb province, mentor of the New Faith. Oh, a super quick clarification. This isn't a one-person drink. This is like a party drink. Thank you for the resub. Giga Downs for the 7 months. Holy shit, thank you. Those were the good times, chat. Patriarch Photis was the first to see the books of Isadius for nothing but the words of a man, not the words of the twins themselves. He was the first to tell people to seek the path to the gods in their own hearts instead of blindly following the lots, to seek answer in the lives of the twins and their own hearts rather than the words of priests. Through Patriarch Photis, we were able to see the truth. Through his death, we saw that his words are not heresy. They are the truth that used to be obscured by Isadius' lies. And now I bring good news. Patriarch Junius Diamant has seen to it that our teacher will be canonized as a saint. Oh, good for him. Jingle Juice sounds like Sabrelka and apple juice. Distance is... Oh, it just tastes like apple pie? Fuck. I'm gonna have to look into that, Hallfrost. Yes, Junius Diamant, an Archnian from the great dynasty and patriarch of Astynia, has joined the New Faith himself. And through this, we hope that the entire Empire will soon see that our doctrine is the truth. We are free from the shackles of the lots. We are equal before the twins. With each day, more and more people hearken to the truth. And one day, the entire Empire will hear our call. So let us pray, my brothers. The believers around you bow their heads in prayer and thank the twins, not for the lot that they were given, as they usually would, but for the chance to choose their own path. The Patriarch's sermon is inspiring. It compels your hands to meet in a sign of prayer. It compels your lips to repeat the words of the new faith. Patriarch Luke's sermon forms a cadence, and your heart beats in time with it now. That's really interesting. I thought talking about rejecting the lots was super, super taboo. At least it was in our city. You recall the murder of Patriarch Fotis a year ago. It seems more patriarchs share his doctrine now. The news of Junius Diamant is joining the new faith is stunning. If an Archnean from a great dynasty has sided with Fotis' doctrine and agreed to see everyone as equals under the twins, the new faith must truly be putting down roots. But suddenly, several figures appear by the podium. Figures clad in black, with glinting silver on their sides. Inquisitors. Thank you for the bits, Maestro. Have a good one. They push through the crowd and form a circle around Patriarch Luke. One of these priests rises before the crowd. He is clean-shaven, tall, with chiseled features. Everyone falls silent at the sight of him. The Inquisitor speaks with a booming voice that can be heard by all. I am Father Ulrich. In the name of the twins, and by my right as an Inquisitor, I order you to turn around and leave. The words you're hearing are full of lies. Patriarch Luke has set out to poison your hearts and minds, and the Inquisition will not allow this heresy to spread. The only true path in life is the will of the twins. Life offers us no other choice. You are hereby ordered to disperse at once. Most people leave the square immediately. Few want to get involved with the Inquisition. Some people stay, however. And some even shout angrily, "We want to listen to Luke. He is the Patriarch of Archnia, and he has more to say. Get away from our sermon, old believers. We will not listen to you and your hoary old lies about the lots." Inquisitors, bring those who may yet listen back to their lots and leave the others to the champions of faith. Thank you for the sub, old pun. The black-clad Inquisitors descend from the podium and approach the people who chose to stay. With nothing but their swords, they make people stop shouting and start listening. The uproar ceases quickly. They have dissected the crowd, split it into smaller groups that surround each Inquisitor. One of these Inquisitors chooses to approach you. Hold up. He is a humble-looking man of age with a rough haircut. He looks at you straight in the eye as his lively, soulful voice forces you to listen to his words despite yourself. My name is Father Jeremiah. I know your thoughts were stirred by the Patriarch's words. You are not sure whom to trust. But I teach at the seminary. I have been studying the teachings of the twins my entire life. You can trust me. I know you can hear what I have to say. I see their light in your eyes, the light of the true faith. Will you listen to my counsel, my son? You feel no malice in the words of the Inquisitor Jeremiah, only hope. It is his lot to aid you, to guide you away from error and set you on the path of the true faith. He is a priest, so he should know the truth. Or perhaps the Inquisitor himself is wrong. Well, I definitely am not going to listen to him. I think we want to form a new religion. Unless we can learn from him. I'm not a big fan of the old faith. Debate him? I kind of want to debate him. I kind of want to be like that one, the shitty kid in class. Listen to his counsel. Both of these are good. I just, you want to debate him in the street, you're gonna get stabbed. Yeah, maybe. Shit, we need to own him with facts and logic. Ah, shit. You know what? I'm gonna say we need to listen to him because currently our eloquence is higher than our theology, and we are going down the priest route. Is Nightbot dead? I don't think Nightbot is dead. Oh well. At this crossroads in your life, in an unfamiliar city, you honestly need advice. You lower your gaze and ask Father Jeremiah to show you the way and guide you from error and doubt. The Inquisitor smiles and takes your hand. Nightbot is fucking dead? What the hell? Oh well. My son, all of us may sometimes stray from the path predetermined by the twins. You are well dressed, yet I presume you are of the common estate, are you not? You nod, and Father Jeremiah sighs. In these difficult times, people of your estate are the ones most tormented by doubt. Your lot is suffering, but not all of you are ready to suffer. Some turn to guile and cunning to avoid it, and they end up in eternity's embrace at the foot of the pillar. Please understand, my son, your lot requires humility. Suffering is inevitable, so is doubt. Each of them may temper your soul, yet each may also destroy it. But know this, if you have doubts, you are always welcome at the temple. No priest will turn you away in a moment of weakness. This is why we exist, to fortify faith in the hearts of all people, to bring the word of the twins to those who have gone astray. Know this, the Inquisition does not imprison everyone suspect of heresy. We exist to protect souls, to guide and save them. We pursue dangerous doctrines and seek to rescue every soul we meet. Arrest or execution is our last resort, reserved only for sinners beyond redemption. You can see that I am merely speaking to you right now. I have not resorted to force, nor am I giving you orders. You are following your lot by hearing my counsel with humility. With this in mind, consider the following. Did the Patriarch speak the truth? Yes, he did. Damn it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Hold on. You consider this question. Your fascination with Patriarch Luke's speech has vanished. Also, welcome back, Nightbot. Welcome back. Was it a sermon or temptation? The Patriarch of Archnia made you doubt your faith and your lot. He made you see darkness and doubt. But all this time, your lot has remained the same. Chad, don't do this. Chad, I just wanted... We're gonna take them down from the inside out, okay, Chad? But all this time, your lot has remained the same as the one you were born with. You fold your hands in prayer and thank the Inquisitor for his counsel. The light of the twins will keep you on their path. Not even a Patriarch will ever be able to intervene. Only a new sacrament, and not your will, can change your lot, you explain, and only the Imperial College can lead you to a second sacrament. Your voice starts shaking as you say this. Father Jeremiah notices it. This is not the only way, my son. You can always come to the Divine Seminary and become a priest. If you come to the seminary and prove you deserve the lot of the clergy, you will be accepted. I teach there, and I am always happy to see students of considerable talent. Your connection to the twins is strong indeed. Only people such as you have it in them to guide and care for others. The work of a priest is no less important than the work of a judge. You bid farewell to Father Jeremiah. While you were talking, the world around you seemed to vanish. There was just you, him, and the word of the twins. The square is calm now. The Inquisitors are providing counsel to those who remain. Patriarch Luke and his retinue can no longer be seen. You walk back to the lodging house, mulling over Father Jeremiah's words about the seminary. Your family sent you to earn a noble title, but you have an opportunity to become a priest of the old faith or the new. If you see your destiny in service to gods, no one has the right to stand in your way. There we go. I mean, there we go. New faith priest, baby. Let's go. Patriarch Luke's sermons have converted many commoners and nobles of the mantle to the new faith. There are now several temples in Eterna that follow the new canons, with Luke's blessing. This has led to no small amount of anger among the followers of the old faith. 2 mighty bishops of the church led the new faith. One of them is called Luke, the Patriarch of Archnia himself, spiritual mentor of the capital province. He preaches all across Archnia, his every sermon adding to the new faith's flock. The other leader of the new faith is called Patriarch Junius Diamant. Hailing from the great Archnean dynasty, he is the de facto ruler of the Astinia province. Adored by his subjects, he has founded the Holy Order anew. Junius Diamant rarely preaches, but people believe that the Astinian Patriarch attends to the needs of all who convert to the new faith. The schism within the church is growing. The split has furthered the divide between the commoners and nobles, though thankfully there has been no direct conflict as of yet. But it has become clear that there is no way to stop the steady advance of the new faith. Born from the death of Patriarch Photis, it grows stronger by the day. Schism, huh? So, alright, we need to get into the positives in order to join the new faith. We need to get to 5 for the fall of the old faith. That's interesting. The next few weeks pass by in hard work and preparation for the coming entrance exam at the Imperial College. You grow more and more exhausted with each passing day, so much so that one night you fall asleep while studying another book. When you finally come to, you decide it is high time to get some recreation outside. The city of Eterna amazes you as you stroll through its splendid streets. It is another night, a different night, yet the city is beautiful still. The shining pillar is a slice of light against the dark night sky. The lamps on the facades of the buildings are lit. Night descends on the capital. Holy shit, I'm so thirsty. Give me a minute. You don't feel like going back to your books tonight. Recently, you made the acquaintance of several young men. They are children of the nobles of the mantle, just like you, sent to the capital to earn their noble titles at the college. You decide to seek them out. Your new friends are having a late dinner on the street next over, loudly discussing their plans for the night. Some speak eagerly of a dueling club where you can see the most skilled and ardent duelers in the Empire doing what they do best. You have never seen professional duelers fight. It must be far more exciting than father's fencing lessons or that fight in the ruins of Anazote. And if luck favors you, perhaps you can even make useful contacts among the noble families in the capital. The others try to convince the rest to take a trip to the certain secret cell. Holy fuck. The establishment is expecting a guest tonight, they say, a young lady who speaks about the truest state of affairs in the Empire. There are many questions about the nature of the place and the identity of the mysterious speaker, but the young men have only one answer. They are forbidden to speak about this outside the club. However, they can take you there as long as you aren't afraid to learn a dangerous truth. There are others still, drinking their fill of wine rather than eating. Fencing, they say. Speeches? Nonsense. The place you ought to go tonight, they claim, is the Markian Society, a gathering for those of common estate but uncommon opinions that offers pleasures for everyone. Pleasures of the palate, pleasures of the drink, pleasures of the flesh. Is this not heresy and a crime? Perhaps. And yet some of your newfound friends are eager to go there. Thank you for the bits, Hallfrost. Have a good night. In the end, your group splits into 3 to spend the night as they see fit. What will it be? a contest featuring the best fencers in Eterna, establishment both mysterious and dangerous, or an encounter with people who defy their lot with audacity. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really interested in the dangerous knowledge. Oh shit, but that would ramp up our theology. Secret salon. The secret salon is so worth it, I promise. Let's do it. I'm just really interested. The secret salon is an unremarkable wooden building down an alleyway a few blocks from the Great Temple of the Twins. A couple of tough, taciturn fellows at the door eye you suspiciously. Their faces are obscured by hoods. One of your newfound friends nods to them, and you are allowed inside. The inner rooms are stuffy and overcrowded. All of the partitions have been removed to make room for new people. There is a raised platform next to one of the walls, perhaps a stage. There are benches all around. They are occupied by people of the common estate, most of them modestly dressed. They are artisans, tinkers, street vendors, students. Yet you see that some of them are wealthy and impeccably dressed. A mop-headed young man dressed like a low-ranking clerk appears on stage. He claps to attract the audience's attention. When the house goes quiet, he reads a series of pamphlets condemning the supreme authorities of the Empire and their obsolete rule. A group of young men appear on the stage next, their faces covered in blue paint. They perform, oh my god, is this Blueface? Because the Arcanians have blue skin? Oh no. They perform a derisive play entitled A Day in the Life of the Tempests. The performances are many, but their goal is always the same. They all claim the Empire is stuck in the past and has to change. Then, finally, after another voice of accusation, a young girl appears on the stage, and the crowd immediately goes silent. This is her. Oh, I already know who this is. The mysterious guest they were talking about. You look at her from the crowd. You see short black hair, a slender figure, and those familiar shining eyes. Brothers and sisters, you all came to this place because deep in your hearts you know. It's Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She's grown so much since you've last seen her, and she's in less pieces now. That's good. But what is she doing here? But before Sophia even finishes her sentence, a short man in a shabby jacket jumps onto the stage. He flashes a badge and screams at the crowd. Nobody move. You're all under arrest as accomplices to an insurrection against the Empire. Imperial guards charge into the house. Swords and crossbows glint in the dim light. First there's confusion, then panic. Screams of fear and outrage fill the hall. Sophia is already gone. You can barely hear the cries, demanding that you stay where you are. People start pushing against the guards, against the doors, against the windows. The din is deafening. Only one thought remains in your mind. You have to run away as fast as you can. You push your way out the furthest window in the hall. A hand grabs you by the sleeve of your jacket. You pry it off without looking and keep pushing forward. The expensive jacket starts to tear at the shoulder. The window frame breaks and falls outside. You drop down after it. Shards of glass bite into your palms, but you barely feel the pain. You will have time to feel it later, but now you need to run. You run and dodge and weave through the alleyways before finally heading for the lodging house. Your heart is racing, your hands are shaking, blood is dripping from the cuts on your arms. You have no idea what happened to the people who were arrested. Finally, you reach your room and collapse onto the bed. You are safe from pursuit, but not from anxiety. What was Sophia going to say? How did she end up here in the capital after she escaped? Was she arrested too? There are too many questions, but you have no way to answer them. Eventually, you drift off into a restless sleep. You know what I thought, chat? I genuinely thought it was going to be the red-haired lady we saw at the temple, the one that everyone was like, yo, don't talk to her. That shit's super dangerous. You are on your way to the largest library in Eterna to study for your entry exams. It is right next to the college. The streets are full of people. Everybody is excited. You hesitate for a few seconds, and then let your curiosity get the better of you and head towards the place where you will soon study. Before long, you hear the shouting. The Great Chancellor is about to give a speech about the future of the Empire. You cannot possibly miss this. You mix in with the crowd and soon find a convenient place to listen and watch what is about to unfold. On the steps of the college, you see a small tribune guarded by two Arcanians armed with swords. This is the first time you have ever seen an Arcanian standing guard, let alone two of them. The doors of the college open to reveal a stately Arcanian surrounded by an honor guard. It is he, Cornelius Tempest, Great Chancellor of the Empire, younger brother to the Emperor himself. He heads to the tribune and casts a look around the square. It is full of people in awe and utter silence. Did I pass the hydration check? Long ago, humans witnessed the Arcanians' arrival. The two nations built the empire side by side. The provinces joined us one by one, and Magra was the final province to attain the absolute might and majesty of the blessed Arcanian Empire. Yet, there was another great event long before that. 1,000 years ago, the twins graced us with their presence. With their arrival, the twins granted us their will. They showed us their love and their law, and they granted us knowledge of what awaits us in the hereafter. They chose the dynasty of Tempest to rule the empire, and from that day forth, our dynasty has ruled this land, ordained by the gods themselves. However, it is our duty to the twins to not seek power for power's sake, but rather to lead the empire to further prosperity. Thank you for the sub, Siberian Winter. And so, the Great Imperial Council is soon to review and adopt a new set of laws called the Creed. Under the Creed, all estates will be granted rights. Under the Creed, there will be one law for all Imperial citizens to obey, human or Arcanian, from the lowliest commoner to the Emperor himself. The strife among the estates will end. A single law will resolve all our quarrels. Glory to the Empire. The Great Chancellor throws his arms into the air. The crowd murmurs and applauds in approval. Cornelius Tempest casts another look around the crowd and leaves. Yeah, Pog? The crowd disperses. The sounds of agitated discussion are everywhere. Is it true that the Emperor's dynasty seeks to grant equal rights to all estates? What will happen to the Empire then? It is early in the morning. You have been awake since sunrise, studying. There is a knock at the door. Is it a letter from home or a hotel servant? You open the door and freeze, stunned. Is it Sophia? It's fucking Sophia, baby. Hello, Brante. Before you stands Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She is all grown up now. She looks so different. But you would always recognize those blue eyes, no matter what. You gesture for her to come in. Sophia enters the room, glances around, and sits in an armchair. You eye the girl you used to know as you sit across from her. But the young woman you see now has little in common with the girl you used to know. There is a cold steel in the way she looks at things. Her hair is cut short. What is she doing here? I can explain. I've been living in Eterna for a long time now, ever since I ran from Anazote. I heard the other day that you left for the capital to get into college, so I found you, and here I am. You ask how Sophia learned about your arrival and where you are staying, but she answers your questions with an enigmatic smile. We'll get to that later. Right now, I want to see how much you've changed since we last saw each other. As for me, I've changed a lot. I'm a whole different person now. You look away as you recall your previous encounter, back when Sophia ran away from her Arcanian master. Thank you for the bits, Swindlefed. Hiya, can we get your worst Ara, please? Order. Is that bad? That was more of an order. Anyways. No, I did not save Sophia either of the times, and I feel really bad about it. Would you like to know what happened next? I traveled throughout the entire empire all alone. I had nothing. My journey ended only when I reached this place, the capital, with all its important people and events. This is the heart of the empire. It's a place where I can make a difference. I've made friends here, found people I can truly call family. I've even gotten an education of sorts, and I have a purpose now. I fight against injustice. I fight against the lots. I fight those who treat our lives like mud on the pavement. Isn't that ironic, Sophia? Hey, isn't that ironic, Sophia? Is that ironic, Sophia? And no, I'm not afraid to tell you that. I came to you for a good reason. I need help. I know you. I have faith in your good heart. And besides, this is also about the Imperial College you want to enroll in. There is a scholar there by the name of Bartholomew Dextra. Sorry, I'm not gonna get over that name. It's like very literal. I thought it might be literal. Bartholomew Dextra. He teaches natural sciences at the college. Dextra is an old man, but he's quite progressive. He'll stop at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. As you know, only second-generation nobles or above are allowed to teach at the college, but Dextra, he's a commoner. He forged his patent of nobility to get a position at the college, but the secret chancellery recently learned of this. Dextra is going to face true death for this forgery. But how is that justice? A man wants to teach people, and for this, they're going to take all his lives? They're going to punish him for the crime of being born in the wrong estate? It's evil and obscene, and I will not stand for it. Dextra deserves to be rescued. But I don't want to put anyone in danger, so I need your help. You're from a rich family. You're almost a noble. If you help me get Dextra out of the city, nobody will suspect anything. No one will know, and the scholar will live on to continue his research elsewhere, far away from the secret chancellery. Will you help me? Thank you for the resub, Touch Scrabble, for the 3 months. I appreciate it. You feel perplexed by Sophia's sudden request. She is asking you to break imperial law and undermine the work of the secret chancellery to save this scholar. Rescuing Dextra will be an adventure, but it would be also incredibly dangerous. And besides, Dextra is a fake noble. He resorted to lies and deceit to get his current position. How much does this matter to you? Sophia's blue eyes are studying you, waiting for your reply. You know what? I want to help her. I'm going to help her. However, it's definitely going to bite us in the ass because oh man, we kind of fucked up our relationship with Sophia. I feel like she's gonna turn on us, but I think it's worth it, maybe. You promised to help Sophia. Bartholomew Dextra does not deserve this. He has to leave the capital. She can count on you. And you know what? Even if she does like turn on us and bite us in the ass, at least we are rebuilding our relationship with her. Because I did feel really bad that we fucked her over not once but twice. I knew I could count on you. Then we must act at once. There is no time to waste. Dextra has to be arrested tomorrow. Here's his address. Go there as soon as the sun sets. Nobody will suspect you. The Dextra often tutors young men for the college entrance exams. Tell him the owl sent you. Oh my god. Can we get a soothing Welcome, chat. Now I know somebody's gonna fucking clip that and be like, she said welcome. And you know what? I encourage that kind of behavior. It's okay. I reap what I sow. Use the back door to get out. A carriage will drive up to the backyard. The driver will hoot like an owl. He'll take you to the south gate. If the guards stop the carriage, just talk your way out of it. Just, come on, Chad Brante, just talk your way out of it. I know you can do it. Just talk your way out of it. You didn't mean that, sorry. No. Don't worry. I thought it could have been a bit. Once you're outside the city, Dexter will ride away in a different carriage. You'll go back the way you came. I'll meet you in Majesty Square. You nod to her words, and your hands start to shake. You are about to go against the secret chancellery. Is it chancellery or chancellery? You are going to help someone escape punishment. To defy your own lot like this, it's unthinkable. When the sun sets, you leave the lodging house and walk quickly, glancing over your shoulder repeatedly. Bartholomew Dexter's house must be somewhere around here. You find the door. A genteel old man opens the door. His face is covered in wrinkles, his shoulders are stooped, and yet his eyes are sharp and lively. Bartholomew Dexter looks at you for a moment, then asks why you have paid him a visit. You tell him you want to enroll in the college and are looking for a tutor. Dexter nods and invites you inside. Once you make sure nobody else can hear or see you, you whisper to the scholar about the real reason for your visit. The secret chancellery will be coming for him tomorrow, and he has to leave now to escape true death. Bart freezes, then turns to you. How do you know about him and the secret chancellery? You tell him that the owl sent you, and has provided for his escape. As for the secret chancellery, they want him for forging a patent of nobility. The moment you utter Sophia's name, the lecturer calms down and starts packing for the journey. You watch him distractedly and notice that he lives in a rather austere fashion. It does not take him long to pack. You hear the quiet clacking of hooves in the yard. Carefully, you and Dexter proceed to the backyard of the building. You see a carriage there. The driver hoots quietly. You get in. The carriage rolls down the road. There is tense silence in the closed-off space inside the carriage. The scholar wrings his hands anxiously. Through the carriage windows, you see the massive city gate passing by. You are almost outside the city, but then a loud voice reaches you. Halt. The driver obediently halts the carriage. 2 city guards approach you. You leave the carriage to face the guards before they can get a peek inside the carriage. They look you over and ask where you are going so late at night. You tell them you're the son of a judge in Magra, here to enroll in the college, and right now you wish to visit the estate of a newfound friend. To convince them further, you mention the name of a noble son you've become friendly with. The guards release the carriage and wish you a pleasant trip. You drive along the high road until you encounter a peasant wagon. Bart will take it to seek refuge far away from the capital. Before the 2 of you part ways, he pats you on the shoulder and tells you that you have done a truly brave deed. You return to the city without incident. You find Sophia in Majesty Square, as agreed, sitting on a bench by a streetlight, reading a book of some sort. She closes the book when she sees you and offers you her hand. I wonder if there was a way that could have gone wrong, like if we didn't have high enough eloquence or something. So did everything go according to plan? You nod. Then we've earned ourselves a bit of free time. Let's go. You set off on a walk through the maze of narrow back streets. Finally, you have some time for questions. What happened to Sophia over the last 2 years? She was just a girl before, a servant. How is she now a revolutionary? Sophia just smiles sadly. You've seen what I can do. I'm not just a girl. The Inquisitor caught up with me when I ran away from Anazote. I ended up in the House of Humility, a dreadful place. I got collared. Do you know how it feels to lose your free will? losing everything that makes you you. She unclasps the tall shirt collar that had been hiding her neck all this time, and you see the round mark from the anti-magic collar. They say a scar like this will remain even after a lesser death, but I got lucky. Patriarch Junius Diamant saved me. Diamant took me and the other mages from the House of Humility and removed our collars. He made me one of his attendants. He taught me that there are no lots. He told me that I'm like this not because I'm a freak, but because it's my nature. He told me I can find a path to the twins like anyone else in the world. And then I was taken. I got out on my own. I got out on my own. Interesting. I found my own lot, to protect the common people from the noble yoke, to help others who are as unlucky as I am. To fight for a different world, a world where everyone has equal rights, a world where mages don't get robbed of their will just because of one aspect of their birth, a world where nobles no longer tread upon commoners. Yes, this is our dream, but we are still so far away from it. But I will keep moving towards it, and I'll stop at nothing. A strange, distorted expression appears on Sophia's face, but she quickly returns to normal. You keep walking until you are at your lodging house again. For a moment, you just stand there, looking at each other. And then suddenly, Sophia embraces you. For a moment, she remains still in your arms and whispers, "You should join my cause." We've been trying to get in contact with you about your car's extended warranty. You should join my cause. If we work together, one day it will become a force to be reckoned with. I know you came here to find your way, but I'll never believe you really want to bind yourself to other people's laws and desires for the rest of your life. The path I walk is dangerous. It's almost hopeless, but it's worth living for. Think about it. Goodbye. Then she just withdraws as quickly and disappears into the dark streets of Eterna. You make your way back to your room, exhausted by the events of the day. Was this really just a single day in your life? We are a mediocre fighter. Very nice.
I will never forget that day. For it was then that I chose the path I would walk for the rest of my life.
There are only a few days left until the Imperial College entrance exam. History, law, theology, you spent all day reading and rereading the books you brought with you, staying at the Library of Eterna for hours, sometimes until it closes. As the day of the exam approaches, your hands start shaking more and more. And finally, the day comes. A clear sky hangs over Eterna today. The breeze is warm. You dress in your best outfit, a gray jacket and velvet culotte trousers. Thank you for the bits, Nashinato. You comb your hair carefully and polish your boots until they shine. You leave the lodging house and head for the Imperial College. Your legs grow heavier with each step. Your anxiety at the fact your fate will be decided today is virtually tearing you apart. The college is a majestic building that looks not unlike a castle. In the square in front of it, you can see several dozen people, young men, sons of nobles of the mantle like you, waiting for the college's doors to open. Time slows to a crawl. At last, the doors open. A stately man dressed in a professor's mantle appears at the entrance. He is the dean of the college. The students-to-be fall silent as the dean gets ready to deliver his welcoming speech. But the silence is interrupted by heavy footsteps and clanking armor. A squadron of warriors emerge near the capital, led by Arcanian officers. Their banners bear an image of golden grains. The noble militia of Monia province? What are they doing here? Sorry, probably just broke my model. The nobles of Monia, is it Monia? I'm gonna call it Monia. Form a circle around the college, each warrior moving quietly and precisely until a chain is formed. One of the Arcadians is clad in old-fashioned suit of armor. He is the leader of the militia. He locks the bar on the massive doors of the college into place, then proceeds to the stairs to address the crowd loudly. Commoners, before you stands Agarius of the... Please, oh my god. The egg of the Monroe destiny, Archduke of Monia. By my will, the college is hereby closed, and today's entrance exam is cancelled. Your lowly origins make you unfit for the great honor of rendering service to the Empire, a right that ought to be available, that's actually a typo in-game, only to the hereditary nobles of the sword. The college's reputation has been tarnished. It breeds mock nobles who bear not a trace of noble blood. You belong in the lowly estate, but have forgotten your place. Cornelius Tempest and other traitors to the Empire are indulging you in defacing the institution of the nobility for their lowly interests. A noble lot for those of no lowly birth. How can this be? I will not stand for this disintegration of the imperial order. Now turn away from the college this instant and return to the humble trades of your ancestors. Plow your fields, mend your boots, and work and suffer by your lot. If any of you dares to set foot upon these stairs, you'll be killed at once. The students to meet the speech. Students to meet with a stunned silence. The crowd in the square is growing, however. The news of the Monia noble militia and the college's closing spreads through the streets like wildfire. More humans join the crowd. College students, commoners, officials who worked hard to be ennobled. Unrest grows around you. You hear people calling to rush Archduke Monroe's forces to take control of the college and defend your right to become a noble. The Emperor himself gave us this right. We have to fight for it. This is a decisive moment for all of you. The old gentry has challenged you. Will you accept this challenge? In the face of this shameful, illegal act by the Archduke's nobles forces, you may prove that all... Oh my god. I'm falling to pieces, chat. All of you deserve the noble lot. You will need to break through the cordon, get inside the college, and take control of it. The nobles will never dare hurt you if your presence is strong enough. If you are ready to risk it all and fight for your right to nobility, you will have to lead this challenge. People keep coming to the square in the meantime, including students and teachers from Divine Seminary. The lot of the clergy is to guide others to the right path. When the estates clash, the priests are bound to intervene. The seminary teachers instruct their students to form a line between the noble militia and the outraged crowd. Oh no. The priests begin telling the warrior nobles and the riotous commoners to return to the preordained divine order lest they provoke the wrath of the gods. The wrath of the gods. As the priests utter these words, the crowd around you disappears. A vision appears before your eyes. The Empire is ablaze. You see burning lands, steeped with pain and despair everywhere you look. Rivers overflowing to extinguish the burning world. You can tell that soil scorched by such fire will never bear fruit again. The God's given vision demands to be heard, demands to be prophesied to the world. But only a priest may speak to the twins and for the twins. Will you keep it inside? Or will you step onto the path the twins have revealed to you? Somebody shoves you in the back and you snap out of the vision. You turn around to see a small but decisive group of commoners moving swiftly through the crowd. They are led by Sophia. As soon as she stares at you, she signals to them to stop. So you're here too. Going to rush the college, are you? Can't you see it already? The laws cannot be trusted. They gave you the right to study here just to throw you a bone. When the going gets tough, your masters will take it all away. It's time for you to decide. We are the Lawless, and we are not putting up with this system any longer. We will fight for a new world. Are you coming with us, or are you going to submit to them? There are students and professors locked inside the college. Who knows how long the Hmong Rogue will maintain this siege? And what if they start slaughtering people? Neither group of nobles will care what happens to them. We're going to go inside and pull them out. Come with us if you're ready to take control of your own destiny. The tension in the air is palpable, and the situation is about to implode. Students, commoners, nobles of the mantle, followers of the new faith, all of them are gathering their forces to move on the wall of the soldiers. They expect the nobles to let them through en masse. Surely they wouldn't start a massacre. The Lawless, led by Sophia, prepare to break through the siege to rescue the people in the college. And all the while, the priests preach peace to both sides of the conflict. Oh, we have a really difficult choice coming up. The college is your only way into the nobility. Once you can fight for your new lot and fulfill your destiny to your family, only you can fight for it. You could organize an offensive strong enough to get into the college and thus seize your lawful right like a true nobleman. Yet, the revelation about the wrath of the gods still pulses in your mind. Once revealed, this vision will take you on a different path. Standing with the priests and the preaching what you have just seen, warning all of the dire danger on the path of warring estates, bringing the twins' word to the people and guiding them to salvation. Could this be your new lot? Sophia and the Lawless. They expect you to join their struggle. They are waiting for you to cast off the old ways and the eternal yoke of subservience. If you choose this path, you will not change your lot, and your suffering will continue. But your suffering might just change this world. This is the moment. Your future life will be decided here and now. Oh boy. I don't want to be a nobleman. Obviously the worst answer. Path of the Lawless. Now we did want to revolt. I think we can still be a priest if we're a revolutionary. Thank you for the resub, Kuro Blackfeather, for the 7 months. Holy shit. Preach? But what about the revolution? We were gonna join the revolution with Tommy. Oh no. I can't do both. I worked for all that spirituality. I did. Oh, it's... Ugh. I kind of want to revolt. The gods literally talk to you. Yeah, that's true. Fuck, this is really, really hard. Assassinate Tommy before he becomes a popular Minecraft YouTuber. Poll time? I don't know about the poll. We did pump that spirituality. To be fair, I didn't realize that we would have to make a decision. You can revolt whichever path you take. The priest path seems right. I don't think we can let it go to waste. I think we we gotta be a prophet, chat. We're gonna be a prophet. Thank you for the 2,000 bits, Alexo Sexo, revolt, screw government. Now that's a very compelling point. If the gods are real, shouldn't fuck with them. Shit. It's time for murder. I kind of want to murder. I kind of want to murder, though, is the fucked up thing. Kind of want to revolt. Oh my god, chat, you're making this so hard. You won't just be a priest, you'll be a messiah. That's the point, that's the point. I can't. Hold on. I can't. I'm doing a poll. Thank you for the bits of great probes. Serve the faithful. Become priest. Okay. I can't fucking do it, man. At times like this, you just gotta flip a coin. Content does not meet guidelines? What do you mean? Whatever, I don't even care. Go. Content does not meet guidelines? Why is it not? I just let him make the poll. I don't understand. I give up. It's not letting me make a poll. That's so stupid. P for priest, R for revolt. I think... Thank you for the sub, Max. It's a sign from the gods. R, P, R, P, R, 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 R. It looks like revolting is a little bit more in favor. The poll is up? Oh, the poll is up. Un momento. Alright, I'm gonna watch the poll for just a hot minute. You know, honestly, I thought there would be more revolutionaries in chat. You know what? Priest is winning. Priest is winning. We are gonna become the goddamn fucking Jesus of this universe. The will that guides you now is beyond your own. There's no point in resisting it. The twins speak through you now. You have to follow the will of the twins. You must. You must tell everyone how close they have brought themselves to the point of no return. You walk up the stone stairs, raise your hands, and start speaking loudly. Through the din of the mob, the clanging of steel, and the preaching of priests, your words still reach the ears of the people. There will be a dreadful fire in the city of the Silver Tree. In its flames, the ancient order will be lost forever. The gods' wrath will be upon the empire, and the lands shall be soaked with blood. Their judgment will come, followed by the death of all that lives. The last thing the world shall see will be the twins' faces, shedding bloody tears for their beloved creations that have gone astray. Such is the world's fate. Yet, it's not too late to change it. As you utter the last words of the revelation, you grow numb and rigid as the vision leaves you. There is a crowd around you now. They hear your every word. They heard the twins speaking through you. A hooded man, dressed in a black cassock, appears before you. He bears the silver seal of the Inquisition. He's accompanied by two warriors wearing heavy armor, covered in sacred symbols. Seize this pretender. He dares to preach in defiance of his lot. They grab you by the wrists, gag you, and throw you into a dark carriage. Nobody even tried to stop him? No revolution? It's okay, we'll get our revolution, chat. It takes you to the Inquisition ward by the Great Temple of the Twins, a week of silence. This is the Inquisition's punishment for laying claim to the lot of the clergy. You are locked in a tiny cell, a small room normally fit for prayers. The inhuman strength you just felt is gone. You are utterly exhausted. The next week is a blur. You lose track of day and night, of dream and vision and reality. And in those visions, and with your eyes, you see the silver tree, growing through the walls and floor and ceiling of that tiny prayer cell. Then finally, the door opens. They take you outside. You face a thin priest with a shaved head and a piercing gaze. You recall his face. He was the man who stopped Patriarch Luke's sermon. Good day to you, Brante. My name is Father Ulrich. Your penance is over, and it is a joy to see how you accepted it. Please understand that penance was for you as a commoner, for such prophecies of warning are the lot of the clergy. But I heard your words there in the square. The twins spoke to their servants through you. You came to the college seeking education and a noble title, yes? Its doors will open soon, in no small part due to the efforts of Cornelius Tempest. But that is not your path. What you saw, young Brante, was a revelation. I can see why you had to preach, even in defiance of your lot. But truly understanding the will of the gods is no simple task. It is something you must be taught to do. Your future is at the seminary. I can see you are ready to become a priest. The gods themselves have chosen this path for you. I will keep a close eye on your progress. Chad Thundercock Brante. Thank you for the sub, O Spice. You walk out of the Inquisition ward, released. The great bell of the great temple rings, echoing over the capital, and you feel a great union with the sound. It resounds within you, it courses through you, it brings clarity and purpose. Before your mind reacts, your lips are already whispering a prayer. This is it. This is your path. The Divine Seminary is right by the Great Temple, its doors always open. And you enter those doors. The teachers will test you in several days. Before that day comes, you must live in a prayer cell at the seminary. When the day comes, they will put you to the test. A priest examines you on your knowledge of the prayers, the works of Prophet Isadius, and the signs of the Great Descent. In your responses, you mention the silver tree in your hometown. You mention being at its very roots. The final question comes. What brings you here? The wish to see and understand the will and love and the law of the twins? You reply. The priest nods at your words, satisfied. I thought that was going to be a question. You are now a student at the Divine Seminary. This is now your new home and the place where you will prepare to receive your new lot. You will become a priest. By the law of the Empire, you cannot inherit family property or titles. You are to carry the word of the twins into the world, from this moment forth and until true death takes you to the hereafter. Oh. All right, baby. You return to the lodging house one last time to gather your belongings for the move to your new home. A young man dressed in the uniform of the military academy greets you by the door. It only takes you a moment to recognize Thomas. Your friend locks you in embrace. Brante, hey, how are you? I heard about the nasty stuff that went down at the college square. Those damn gentry would do anything to keep lowborn folks under their thumb. Glad the situation resolved itself. As for me, I'm an academy cadet now. He's beaming with pride. You invite him in and chat while you pack. Thomas continues to relay the news as you walk up the stairs. I made it to the top 10, can you imagine? Did pretty well in sparring and the sciences. It was all thanks to the help you gave me back in school in Anazote. I'll be studying the art of war now, and then it's a quick march to a noble title. How about you? You tell Thomas about what happened over the past few days and of the path you have chosen. He remains quiet as you speak. Both of you realize that you may never see each other again. No! You know, Brante, here's what I think. You may have your own path in life, but you're my friend. We gotta make sure our friendship lasts forever, no matter what happens to us. Here, I brought 2 brass rings. If the old tradition is to be believed, both the rings and their wearers will always remain close to each other, no matter where fate takes them. What do you say? Yo, we're Chads for life. Bro. The two of you grew up side by side. Thomas, the audacious, hot-blooded, sharp-tongued boy who used to live next door. You can't imagine your childhood without him. Would it be right to promise him that your friendship will last forever, no matter what happens? 2 rings made of plain brass lie in his open palm. If you wear these rings, you will be bound by ties of friendship for the rest of your life. But bro... Oh, interesting. Bond of friendship. That's good. Huh. Keep things as they are. I mean, we gotta take it, bro. Bro. This means so much to me, bro. You take one of the rings from his outstretched palm. The two of you have walked side by side ever since you were children. Even though your paths in life may diverge, nothing will ever tarnish your bond. You are ready to preserve your friendship in brass forever. You put the brass ring on your pinky. A perfect fit. Thomas does the same. He starts beaming again. Now we're friends forever, for all eternity. We gotta celebrate this. Come, I know a place. I'll show you. Tastiest mead I've ever tried, Brante. My treat. Thank you for the gifted sub, Reagan. Thank you. The two of you go to a noble salon by the square of Emperor Severin. Surrounded by tobacco smoke and mead bottles, you wag your tongues and recall the days of your adolescence and make plans for the future. Nobody knows what could be waiting for you, but you promise you will never lose sight of each other. Oh, man. Oh, my boy. Oh, my bro. God, I love the person in chat who's like, so they're like married? Thank you for the anonymous gifted sub to Bromance. Appreciated. After deciding to enroll in the Divine Seminary, you write back home. It isn't an easy letter to write. Father sent you to the capital to enroll in the college. But who would have predicted that Archduke Monroe's assault on the college? Or the revelation that found you there? Your family replies quickly. You receive the letter in just a week. Father is not happy with your choice, just as you expected. My son, I realize that these are the difficult times in the capital. Nobody expected an attack on the college. Had you been more firm, you could have upheld your right to study there. Cornelius Tempest will ensure that the college opens again, yet you have already rejected the nobleman's lot. It seems your grandfather was right. But your choice is made, so follow it, and study to become a priest. I did not send you to the capital for this, but I accept your fate, your choice. I don't know why I said fate. Oh, grandfather gonna be pissed? Don't worry, Zhao King. Grandfather is fucking dead. Mother, on the other hand, supports you eagerly. My dearest son, I am so proud that you've chosen to follow your destiny, even if it means going against your father's expectations. I always knew you were born to carry the twins' word in the world. This is as it should be. Nathan echoes mother's sentiments. The path of the faith may be even more noble than the path of a noble. I'm going to the seminary in Anazote like you. We're going to live the same lot, you and I. You always show me the way. You're not surprised to learn that Stefan and Gloria are disappointed in you, each for their own reasons. How could you defy Father's will? It cost him so much time and money to send you to the capital, but alas, what can we do? If the lot of the clergy is your destiny, then so be it. We of the noble lot will attend to our family's future from now on. I wanted you to find your own way, you know. And you defied Father's will, all to bend to the will of the church. I hope this new lot fits you well. Oh, we didn't lose affection from Gloria. That's interesting. Lessons at the seminary start early in the morning. Before the lessons come two prayers, one privately in your room, and then a communal prayer in the refectory. The morning bell eases you from sleep in the morning. The morning bell eases you from sleep in the morning. You adjusted the new routine more easily than you would have expected. The seminary students are quite numerous. You have counted more than 30 young adults studying with you. There are both boys and girls, but the girls already cover their hair and keep everyone at a distance. Is that supposed to say always? Sorry, I feel like I'm nitpicking some of the text here. Most of the time, boys and girls study separately, unless a lesson is of particular importance. The classroom is vast, and the boys and the girls sit separately, watching the aged, unassuming teacher with rapt attention. His name is Father Jeremiah Hag. He writes a word in large letters on the blackboard, Isadias. It is a name you know well. Isadias was a disciple of the twins, the elder's favorite. He wrote the two books that laid down the teaching of the twins. The first book tells of how the twins are will and law and love. The second book tells of how the lots and how each of the three estates is granted its own lot. For the first semester, you will study only these two books, for they are the foundations of the faith. Father Jeremiah gives a passionate lecture about Isadias and describes his life. His words are filled with reverence. After all, Isadias surely was second to none when it comes to understanding their divine providence. After a dozen days in the seminary as a student, you hear a rumor. Luke, the patriarch of Archnia, is about to come here, and the teachers are preparing themselves. Father Jeremiah informs you of the patriarch's arrival a few days later. It is a tradition that every year the patriarch of the capital province personally teaches a class for the first-year students of the seminary in Eterna. The lesson in question will be held in 3 days. We teachers are aware that many students are too preoccupied with their current studies to attend to this lecture. But I assure you, should you not attend this lesson, it will not affect you in any way. The students exchange wary glances. Skipping classes normally grounds for harsh punishment. This uncharacteristic mercy is only a few words away from saying you ought to skip the lecture. Your curiosity is piqued. What is making the seminary teachers treat the patriarch's lesson like this? Perhaps you should hear what he has to say and see for yourself. You decide to attend the lecture. Oh, okay. Don't worry, we don't get to make the choice. The day comes. The lecture hall is half empty. There are several teachers in the hall as well, keenly eyeing every student who has chosen to attend this class. A few minutes behind schedule, Patriarch Luke arrives. You recognize his broad shoulders and thick brown beard right away. His eyebrows are thick too, and brown, half-squinting eyes gaze out from under them. He greets the students with a smile and begins. The air in the seminary is so inspiring. There was a time when I, too, studied the teachings of the twins within these walls. My mind was overflowing with questions, but I found answers to only a few of them. I believe that many among you find little satisfaction in the answers that have come down to us from the faraway past. And I believe that you will yet find the answers that eluded me. More than 1,000 years ago, the twins came to our world. They brought us knowledge. After true death, each of us shall face divine judgment and retribution. And the fate of each of us in the hereafter depends on the righteousness of our worldly lives. You are students of the seminary. You are now studying the teachings of Isadias, the foundations of our faith. This student of the elder twin lovingly assembled all their words, all their guidance, and brought it to us who live in the present. But how is it true that the lots, the bonds that hold our present society together, were indeed established by the gods? There are whispers from the teacher seats. They are not happy with these words, but none of them sees fit to interrupt the patriarch. Apart from the written words of Isadias, there is no other proof that the twins established the lots and told all people to follow them. While they were present in this world, neither the elder or the younger ever mentioned separating people into 3 estates. The twins only told us of the judgment we shall face in the hereafter, and not of the laws by which they will judge us. That being said, I will ask you a question. The very questions my brethren fear so much. Is there not a chance Isadius was in error? For no mortal man is free of error. And there is not a chance we are all in error by repeating his words? Instead, would it not be more sensible for everyone to interpret the teachings of the twins individually? Perhaps the solution in the teachings of Isadius was right for Isadius himself and not for all of us. The teacher's displeasure grows louder and louder with Luke's every word. Finally, Father Jeremiah grows indignant enough to interrupt the lecture. This profane speech must end. How can a man of your rank be so imprudent and irresponsible as to confuse young people with such ungodly heresy? You will find that no soul in this very hall will ever doubt the truth as it is written in the sacred books. To this, Patriarch Luke smiles again. I am a mortal man, like Saint Isadius, so I may be in error as well. If this is indeed so, and no student of the seminary shares my concern enough to dedicate a paper to the questions I have asked, then I will curtail my dangerous speech, so as to not confuse these bright young souls. But if, perchance, you are the ones in error, if one of these bright young souls does in fact share my concerns, then my lectures on my outlook on Isadius and his writings will continue. The Patriarch leaves. For a time, the teachers converse in low voices. Then, Father Jeremiah casts a watchful eye over the students and rises. It is natural for young people such as you to face the eternal truths with doubt, and the words you have heard may have sown themselves among those youthful doubts. But listen to what I am about to say. There is no place for such impiety in the life of a true priest. Heed my words, all of you, and consider the danger well before you allow such dangerous thoughts into the temple of your mind. There can be no doubt that the Patriarch of Archnia could never call the true faith into question. However, youth such as you, who are only beginning their service to the twins, may be easily led astray by such ideas. So be mindful of your thoughts and doubts, and weed out any impiety, for the path of heresy can lead only to eternal suffering. You return to the monastic cell in which you live. The books of Isadius are right there on the shelf. You open the second book and run over the words about the lots. These words are the truth of truths. You learned them by heart when you were very young. How could anyone ever doubt them? Yet, you cannot deny that there is at least one truth in Patriarch Luke's words, and this truth is gnawing at your mind. Isadius was indeed a noble man, a mortal man. And as a mortal, he could have been in error. He could have gotten it all wrong. These thoughts fill you with doubt. Hell yeah, dude. Shield of the New Faith. Interesting. You decide to study this criticism of the lots further and dedicate a research paper to the subject. Oh, ooh, dangerous. Let's do it. Every man makes mistakes. Anyone can misinterpret or misunderstand something. This notion burns into your brain so uncomfortable it hurts. Pursued by this thought, you flee to the seminary library in search of answers. You painstakingly pore over book after book, the accounts of Isadius' life. Oh wow, thank you for the bits. A random Primarch. We have arrived, and it is now that we perform our charge in fealty of the God Emperor, our undying Lord, and by the grace of the Golden Throne, I hereby declare exterminatus upon the imperial world of Typhon Primaris. I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire world and assign 1 million souls to oblivion. May the imperial justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects. Thank you. Godspeed. The accounts of Asadius' life are inconsistent and often contradict one another. One thing is mentioned in each of them, however. He was a disciple of the Elder, and he just transcribed the will of the twins. No book in the library ever casts doubt upon this. And so you begin researching this on your own. The first thing you do is visit the Library of Eterna, the largest of them all, large enough to find a different outlook on Asadius' life. And in the end, you do find it. It turns out, Asadius based the concepts in his writings upon worldly laws, the divisions between estates and classes, and the laws of the Empire, for the twins had pronounced it the Heavenly Kingdom. Therefore, any critique of the divine lots must be sought in the laws of the Empire. By the end of the semester, your research paper is done. You hand it to Father Jeremiah. You have a number of theses. Nobles of the Mantle are ordinary people who have decided to change their lot. Priests cannot have families or bear children, and any commoner or noble may elect to accept the lot of the clergy. The differences between estates and classes are becoming blurred, as are the boundaries that separate the lots. Estates may change, and so the lots may change, and new ways to change one's lot may soon appear. You back this notion up with the growing authority of industrialists among the commoners. Some of them are wealthier than the nobles of the mantle or even nobles of the sword. They manage factories, and so they wield power like a noble would. Thank you for the resub, free Brax, my dude. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, death to the false emperor. Cheers. Actually, hold on.
Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, death to the false emperor.
Bit by bit, word by word, you prove that the words of Asadius are not unquestionable. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're golden. In fact, they must be questioned. The Empire is changing. People's lives are changing. And so the divine law must change as well. The lots are already being defied in our ordinary lives, left and right, you conclude. So is it sensible to preach them so fervently while turning a blind eye to the changes taking place around us? Father Jeremiah grows furious as he thumbs through your paper. He rips it apart and punishes you for showing a weakness of faith. Patriarch Luke will continue to hold yearly lectures at the seminary, but you are barred from attending his visits ever again. You have no free time now. You spend every day at the scriptorium transcribing the teachings of Asadius, page after page, book after book. You side with a new faith and support the transformation of the church. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yo, we're 18, baby. We're legal. You have lived another year in the capital. Eterna has been shaken by what is now known as the Trial of the 50. 50 people stand trial at once, all prominent members of several political circles. They're accused of treason and conspiracy against the crown. We got like maybe 5 minutes, chat. My mouth is so dry. The accused spoke in favor of reducing the power of the nobles and granting more rights to the common estate. There was no mention of rebellion, yet those words alone were enough to indict them. Every session of the trial is open to the public. It is a show of power made to discourage people from forming circles ever again. You attend one of these sessions. The 50 face their verdict: forced labor in the mines of Magra and Illyria, for regular members and true deaths for their leaders, 6 men and 1 woman. Their public execution takes place in the central square of Eterna. Thank you for the sub, hi Kate. Hey, Kate, hey. I'll call you Hake. You remember the woman? Her name was Ani Siren. No! Oh, wait, no, not the woman from... I thought she was the woman from the temple by the silver tree. She made a speech before her execution. A young woman, not too tall, her face almost plain, with long bangs over her eyes. She looks calm, even at this moment. You cannot believe she's about to leave this world forever. Annie Siren takes a look around her before she speaks. Her voice is quiet, but you are close enough to hear every single word. She says she is happy to give her lives fighting for the rights of the people. Her cause will never die, Annie claims. Others like her will continue their work in hiding, for their cause is right and just. She is dragged away to the others. They put a sack over her head and tighten a noose around her neck. The hand yanks on the lever and the 7 dangle in the air. Their feet tremble at first, then grow still. There are gasps and cries of discontent in the crowd. Your studies at the seminary continue. You assist with the preparations for church holidays and study the accounts of the twins' lives in sacred scriptures. The seminary sends some of its students on a pilgrimage to the holy sites of the Empire to follow in the footsteps of one of the twins. A large group of these pilgrims returns to the seminary several weeks after your studies begin. Among the students in this group is a young woman who looks familiar. She holds her head as high as her brown eyes, filled with wisdom and strength, study you attentively. She approaches you first. It's Jean. You met in the past by the silver tree in Anazote. There we go. Or is it Jeanne? Jeanne? Jean? I'll call her Jean. I'll call her Blue Jeans. Jeans. Was an acolyte at the temple by the tree at that time, but now she is in Eterna like you, almost ready to complete her studies. I remember you. I'm glad you're here. So you found your way to the priestly lot after all. It's nice to see a familiar face from your former life. You start spending more time with Jean, praying and reading the sacred scriptures together. Most of this time you discuss theology, but the more you learn about each other, the more you start discussing your lives before the seminary. You tell her about how Mother prepared you to serve the twins ever since you were a child, from daily prayers to following your lot in everything. As for me, I don't know who my parents are. I grew in the orphanage by the temple. Studying at the seminary has been my goal since as long as I can remember. The priests were kind to me, and now it's my sacred duty to serve the twins. With the first exam now behind you, you are allowed to visit the antiquarium, a special storage chamber for sacred relics and artifacts that harken back to the history of the faith. You invite Jean to go there with you. The inside of the antiquarium is quiet. The items you see beyond the glass panes, and on the shelf are nothing short of amazing. Thank you for the resub, Kurvani. Thank you. One thick, ragged tome is an original work inked by Isadius. You see old images of the twins' likenesses faded with time. You behold the lash used in the very first sacraments for the lowborn lot. Thank you for the resub, How Nug Nug. The relics made of silver, the twins' blessed metal, are kept in a separate chamber. You take some time poring over these handcrafted sacred symbols. I'm gonna melt one of those down and I'm gonna make a twin's sword. The shelves on the opposite wall are covered with silver collars, large and small. They're so elegant. The things we make are much simpler nowadays, always cast from silver, not forged by hand. Look, those old collars even had names stamped into the silver. Another wall is covered in thin silver slabs, prayers to the twins etched into the metal. After taking the priest's sacrament, Any priest may use such a silver slab to call the gods' power down to their foes and work wonders, even outside the temple grounds. Do you think these might be copies? Silver slabs disappear when they're used, don't they? Just imagine the temptation. Working wonders anywhere just like that. There's one more chamber at the farthest end of the antiquarium, with only one relic within. The only room here that is guarded. Your voice trails off when Jean and you feel the eyes of the chamber guard upon you. He bears a scroll with a silver seal on his cassock. An inquisitor. What the inquisitor is guarding is a black book, its pages blackened seemingly by fire. The book lies inside a spacious cage forged of time-faded silver. You are not allowed to approach it, the inquisitor says. What is it, you ask? The inquisitor sighs and glances at the silver cage with worry and concern. This is the most dangerous and vile of all the relics in the land, he says. It is a monument to the Dark Ages, when Arcanians used to fight one another for power, a time when one of the great Arcanian dynasties defied the twins' chosen tempests. The Arcanian who owned this book was Char Melanidas. Thank you for the resub, NGC. Thank you, I appreciate it. Driven by helpless rage, he scorched the land of Magra and ravaged the Imperial army with a terrible curse. But the twins' power stripped him of his dark sorcery, and the Holy Order brought him down. The book within this cage contains his sinister spells. What the Inquisitor says seems unbelievable. The books you have read say that all Melanidas... What time is it? 9:02, baby? He explains, however, apparently the book was utterly impossible to emulate. Even with the gods' divine aid, the countless prying, raging pyres it was subjected to could only blacken the pages with ash, but not destroy them. The dark magic remains within the book, preserving its blasphemous sorcery. But the book alone was not enough. The rebellious Duke turned this very land into a weapon by destroying it. The Holy Order, the Swords of the Twins, surrounded by Melanidas' forces, along with the Imperial army. Their victories were numerous, for true faith guided them towards the city of Anazote. With no other way to prolong the war and nourish his magical powers, the rebellious Duke squeezed all life from the land of Magra and transformed it into dark sorcery. And so the province of Magra, ruled by Char, became an infertile desert during that war. The people of Melanidas began dying from sickness and famine, and many fled to the neighboring lands. Yet this evil act did little to stop the twins' true believers. By the prayer of the priests, the god took away the dark magic of Char Melanidas and dispelled the accursed sorcery he had wrought. The Holy Art... The Holy Order dealt swiftly with the remnants of Melanidas' army. While the Inquisition chat, I'm gonna cut us off in a couple of pages. It has been a little bit over 2 hours. But thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna wrap us up in just a couple pages, just trying to find a point. Normally I would end us at the end of a chapter, but I think this chapter is gonna go on for a lot farther, so I don't really want to push it. Char himself was executed as an oathbreaker possessed by heresy who had destroyed the fertile lands of Magra and starved thousands of his subjects to death. Be wary of magic, for magic is an ungodly power that distorts and plagues all it touches and so must be eradicated, the Inquisitor concludes. These words seem to affect Jean deeply. She turns pale and walks out of the room containing the encaged book. You thank the priest for his story and follow her. You find the poor girl sitting on a bench in the park by the temple, her face hidden in her arms. You lightly tap on her shoulder and ask what is troubling her. When I came to Eterna, I wasn't alone. You know, I had a friend, almost a sister. Her name was Alice. I had one goal here, to serve the twins, but she wanted to be an actress. I argued against it, told her that acting was in defiance of her lot, but Alice wouldn't listen. She's performing in taverns now and in markets on holidays. I went to one of her performances once, just the other day, in fact. And I saw her eyes glowing yellow. Every time her eyes flashed, the people would applaud her. She's not just defying the lot, she's using magic. Alice is practicing the dark arts, confounding people's minds with sorcery. I was far enough away her spell didn't reach me. I want to, but I can't tell the Inquisition about her. Alice is my only real friend in the world, and she's a witch. I don't know what to do. Jean's shoulders tremble with anxiety. Her brown eyes are red with tears as she looks at you, hoping for guidance that will save her from error. What do you tell Jean? This is the last choice we're gonna make this stream, I think. I don't understand exactly. Oh, I need to be, I guess, high enough relationship with her. I guess we're not going to tell anyone about Alice. We're not going to rat them out to the Inquisition. Are you kidding me? Easy. You look away from Jean and ask her a question. Does she feel any evil in Alice's heart? Would she ever use that power to harm others? Jean shakes her head. No, Alice would never do that. What will she face in the hereafter? How will she be judged? If this is true, you say, then there is no need for the Inquisition. Why do you say that? Because your friend is no Charmillenitis, you say. She is not killing the land. She is not defying the gods' chosen order. She is not starving thousands. And she will never harm others. And on that note, I'm going to send you guys to bed. Because this is a late stream, I'm not going to raid anyone tonight. But thank you guys for being here. Sorry, I was a little bit, a little disheveled this evening. But I think I'm gonna end stream. I'm going to, give you, okay, just give you a good night smooch on forehead. Mwah. There you go. And I'm going to wish you a good night. Is there anything else I needed to wrap up with? I'm just thinking about it. Sometimes there's like something like, oh, I have plans coming up. I'm not super sure what's going to happen for streams this weekend just because of external circumstances. My internet might be kind of shitty. But thank you guys. Have a good night. Sleep well. And I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.